Today I'm just going to share a really short story with you about windmills, which is kind of a strange topic, but bear with me. Hey everyone, thanks for coming back to my channel. I am Trace, and I feel strongly about a lot of things, as you may know. Thanks for watching my cable series. I hope you enjoyed it. If you haven't seen it, go back and watch it. I'm super proud of it. So earlier this week, I was out with Seeker. We were volunteering with the National Park Service to help clean up a beach here in San Francisco called Ocean Beach. It's at the end of Golden Gate Park. So if you look at a map of San Francisco, there's this giant green space stretching all the way through the middle of the city, all the way to the Pacific Ocean. And at the edge of the park and running up and down the western side of the peninsula is Ocean Beach. But because so many people use it and not everybody is environmentally conscious, there gets to be a lot of trash. Cigarette butts and bottle caps, both from beer and also from bottled water, and all sorts of other things just out there in the sand. And somebody's got to clean that up. And that somebody was us. The problem is I showed up about 2 hours earlier than everyone else. And rather than lamenting and being upset, instead, I let my curiosity get the best of me and I started wandering around. Golden Gate Park is huge. It is miles and miles of just these beautiful trees and little nooks and crannies and little meadows and all sorts of stuff. But also, it has these 2 windmills. So I thought, I used to work at a museum. I could go and enjoy this. And it also is a way to kill 45 minutes. I went to the North Windmill. It's called the Dutch Windmill. And there was this pretty garden. And, it's just kind of hanging out. There's not really anything there. And then I'd never been to the South Windmill, called the Murphy Windmill. So I walked across the park down to the Murphy Windmill. I saw a snail, little guy. He was cute. He was on trash. Yes, I know I was there to clean up trash. The irony was not lost on me in that respect. I came back and cleaned it up later. But anyway, went on to the Murphy Windmill. I thought these windmills were just there because they looked cool. But it turns out I was completely wrong. They actually have a purpose. Golden Gate Park was constructed as a place that San Franciscans could escape to. However, it's not exactly natural for that many trees to be in that spot. The soil doesn't lend itself to holding water, which you need so you can grow all those trees. So you had to irrigate it. And in the late 1800s, the best way to do that, so San Francisco felt, was to fill carts with water and have horses draw them around while you manually irrigate the park to keep the trees alive and to keep the soil contained so the park doesn't get swept away by the wind. And that's when somebody had a little brainwave.
A giant windmill, located at the ocean entrance to Golden Gate Park, is used to pump the water that keeps the vegetation so green and fresh. Over the bridle path, it casts a great shadow, like a bit of old Holland transplanted in America.
Wind is always blowing at Ocean Beach. So, in the early 1900s, around the turn of the century, they built 2 windmills. Now, if you're unfamiliar with the purpose of a windmill's purpose is to convert wind energy, rotational energy, into work, mechanical work. A lot of the times you can use it to grind flour. That's what a mill is for. And you can use it for all sorts of different things, sawing logs. But you can also use it to pump water. There's actually a saying in the Netherlands that God invented the earth, but the Dutch created the Netherlands. And that's because the Netherlands is below sea level, which is why they have so many windmills. They had to pump water out of the way in order to build all of their towns and cities. I mean, not all of them, but a lot of them. And that's what the windmills here in San Francisco were doing as well. They would pump water up and then irrigate the park. They could do this all the time. And in fact, according to the panels at this little millwright's house at the Murphy Windmill, they could pump 1.5 million gallons of water a day just using wind energy and these windmills. The top of the windmill is fully rotational. It can move all the way around depending on where the wind is blowing from. This is a pretty ingenious little plan, and I was just blown away. I had no idea what these windmills were for. Again, I just thought they were there for show, something that tourists could go and look at. However, because I just wandered off and let my curiosity get the better of me, I learned this incredible story about the history of this city that I live in that I had no idea existed. The windmills were used from about 1900, 1905 until about 1935 when a modern irrigation system was installed, which likely used electrified pumps or something like that. I haven't learned it yet. But the cool part about it is I accidentally got a history lesson. And that's really the whole story that I wanted to tell you. These windmills are cool, and I accidentally learned about them. And you can do this too. If you have nothing to do, if you're bored, or you show up early for something, or you're waiting for a bus or a train, there's probably a plaque around. There's a little piece of history that you can take in and go and share with other people. And it's way better than scrolling through Instagram or Twitter or Facebook, I can guarantee you. I had so much more fun learning about this windmill. And then when all of my coworkers showed up so we could clean up the beach, remember that's why we were there in the first place, I told all of them what I'd learned, and everybody got super into it, and none of them had known this history either, and we all, just had a grand old time. And then we cleaned up the beach, which was also fun. Then we had beers, which was also fun. Thanks for watching my channel. Thank you for subscribing and for supporting me here. I actually posted this whole story to my Insta story, so I try and do that most days. If you don't follow me on Instagram, it's Instagram/Trace501. I'm on Twitter @TraceDominguez. Thank you so much for subscribing here on YouTube and for supporting me. I really love it, and I love being able to tell you these little stories. So if you have any ideas for future videos, things you want to know about me, let me know down in the comments. I read all the comments. And again, thank you for watching. Bye.